Shall we begin? Let's begin now.
Hello everyone, this is Carolina Diamond, Dr. Rogers, here to bring you a quick update on Bill Cosby's hearing on today. And before I get started, I want to remind you guys to hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe. And when you hit the subscribe button, don't forget to hit the notification so that you can get the notifications for any upcoming videos or lives that may appear in the near future. So thank you. So today, Bill Cosby lost his appeal to overturn his April 2018 sexual assault conviction in Pennsylvania Superior Court. Bill Cosby, now 82 years old, is currently serving a 3 to 10-year prison sentence after he was convicted of drugging and sexually assaulting former Temple University employee Miss Constant at his Philadelphia home in 2004. Mr. Cosby's lawyers are arguing that during his first retrial, the judge improperly allowed 5 women to testify against him when only one woman initially testified in his trial in 2017. Therefore, his defense attorneys argued that the 3-count conviction for drugging and sexually assaulting should be overturned because those women shouldn't have been included in this retrial. The Pennsylvania Superior Court judge rejected that argument and ruled the testimony was relevant since Cosby had a pattern of drugging and assaulting women, and more than 60 women had accused him of misconduct. Cosby's attorney said they'll now take their appeal to the state Supreme Court. Now, although 60 women had made allegations or accusations, only 19 of them were called to testify in that last trial. Cosby's attorney says that they're not shocked because it shows the world that this isn't about justice. This is a scheme to destroy Bill Cosby. However, they will not stop us, and we will prevail in the state Supreme Court. This is his attorney, Andrew Wyatt, spokesperson, speaking right now. He made this statement today. He says that Mr. Cosby remains hopeful and he stands behind his innocence. Bill Cosby said in November that he expected to serve the maximum decade-long sentence because he will not express remorse, as he believes his interactions with the young lady were consensual. So today, when they were trying to get his sentence overturned, his attorneys also argued that prosecutors unfairly read a deposition that Cosby provided in a 2005 civil lawsuit, which he said he only gave because a Montgomery County District Attorney promised not to prosecute him. The appeals court rejected that too and wrote in Tuesday's decision that there was no formalized non-prosecution agreement. This non-prosecution agreement was the same type of agreement that Jeffrey Epstein had at one point, and that's why he was able to go to jail, go to work, go and still do whatever he was doing when he was locked up. So Cosby was returned to jail, and he will continue to serve this 3 to 10 year sentence that he has until his lawyers file the appeal like they're saying they're going to do, or unless something else happens at that time. So their main thing is right now that you had this one person that you were saying that he did this thing to in 2004, 2005, and you allowed one other person to testify in that initial hearing. When the retrial came, then you allowed all these other women to testify, and then you gave more charges based on those other women testifying, even though they weren't a part of the initial charge. So that's what they were going back to court for today. And like I said, it was denied. The judge did not overturn the appeal. So he lost the appeal. He lost the appeal to overturn those charges. So I guess he's going to have to keep, well, I don't guess, he's just going to have to keep fighting on that. I really can't say like either way, you know, what Bill Cosby had going on. I do know that he did admit to giving women quaaludes, but how the whole situation went down now, I'm not familiar with, but I wanted to get you guys updated on his appeal that he had and how that went today. So currently he won't be getting out of prison anytime soon, and he will be serving up to 10 years. So that doesn't mean that he's going to serve 10 years, but he can serve up to 10 years. And he made it clear that he wasn't expressing any remorse. He wasn't going to say that he did something that he didn't do, admit to something that he didn't do, or admit to something that he didn't feel was wrong. So this is what we have with Mr. Cosby right now. And I'll keep you guys posted on that. I just wanted to give you a quick update on Bill Cosby.
Mr. Cosby, any comments, sir?
No. Another story that I have been checking into involves a former police officer from Colorado, Mr. Curtis Lee Arganbright. Curtis was accused of handcuffing and raping a woman while he was on duty in 2017. Due to him being a cop, I'm guessing, his consequences were that he spent 90 days in jail, and he pretty much lost his job. We'll just say that he lost his job. So 90 days in jail for handcuffing and raping a woman when he was on duty in 2017. Now, what has happened at this point is, I guess someone alerted DOJ. So now, after more than a year later, the Justice Department decided to hit him with federal charges. So the U.S. Attorney's Office in Colorado announced that they're now pursuing new civil rights charges against Curtis Lee Arganbright, who was a senior police officer with the Denver area suburb of Westminster at the time of the alleged assault. The FBI had already filed a search warrant in June to gather the 42-year-old's uniform and handcuffs as evidence. If convicted, Arganbright could face up to 10 years in prison. Now he's currently on probation. The assault allegations only cost, and I want to make sure that I'm real clear on this, they only cost him his job and 90 days in jail after he agreed or was allowed to plead guilty to misdemeanor charges of unlawful sexual contact and misconduct. Unlawful sexual contact and misconduct. One more time. Unlawful sexual contact and misconduct. So what happened was on August, I'm not sure what date, but in August 2017, Mr. Arganbright pulled over his squad car so that he could handcuff and rape the woman he was supposed to be escorting home. The 36-year-old was only with him because the hospital where she was being treated for intoxication accused her of stealing items from the emergency room and agreed not to press charges if the police made that she got home safely. So when the cop dropped the woman off, he gave her his business card and said she better not tell anyone about what happened. This is what the young lady put in the affidavit. So the very next day, the young lady went back to the same hospital that she was at the day before. She went back to that same hospital the next day after the assault, and she requested a rape kit examination. She told them at that very time that the police officer that had came and picked her up raped her. Arganbright was arrested days later, but the woman later refused to testify in court. It was alleged by her mother that she was extremely traumatized, and going to court would, damage her even more. So that's pretty much what happened with that. So there were new civil rights charges that were filed. Arganbright pled guilty to the federal charges and is now pending sentencing, which is scheduled for March 11th. He can face up to 10 years imprisonment. In a previous live that I did earlier this week, we had a conversation about whether or not victims or accusers actually report their predators. There was a statement made by a caller who insisted that victims or alleged victims don't immediately go to the police, that this is something that's never done. I felt that it was important to add this story to my commentary because I know that there are people that go to the police after something happens. People that go to the emergency room, people that seek out help. Everyone does it in their own time and how they choose to do it. But because some information was presented on my channel that I knew was inaccurate, I wanted to make sure that I gave at least one example where something happened to someone and they immediately reported.